Welcome back to House Guest with me, Hailey Low-Fennell. I'm a psychic medium, and this is the podcast that connects you to the other side. I'm so excited for you guys to listen to this last episode with the College of Charleston Research Project team. This one is with Brooke. Thank you so much, Brooke, for coming on. You guys are going to really love this one, and it's such a good one to end that research project on. Thank you so much to College of Charleston for letting me be a part of it. I think that there's going to be some more research projects in the future, so keep listening here for announcements on those because these readings are free. And also follow me on Substack. I've been building that over the past few months, and that is where I'm going to announce when we do more free readings or more research project readings. But a huge thank you to Dr. Beth Sundstrom and Dr. Melinda Rothaus for being the lead researchers for this and inviting me to do it. Thank you so much. It really is a dream come true. There's a few things that I want to catch you guys up on. I know that you've heard me on the podcast mention my business partner, Court Bechtel. She's not a part of my psychic medium business. It's a part of something else. And she was going to join me as co-host for this podcast, but we've decided to separate them out. So I'll give you guys updates on that one soon. But for now, just know that House Guest is staying somewhat the same. And I say somewhat because it's going to be me as host, and it will still be readings every once in a while. But what I'm really interested in is having some people come back on the podcast, some guests that you guys have heard on here before. So if you have any favorites, let me know because I'll reach out to them again. And you're also going to be hearing some really interesting conversations with people in the community that have a lot of really beautiful things to say. There's so much that comes up in readings and in psychic mediumship, and so many wonderful conversations that I am privileged to have. And I can't wait to share them all with you. So I'll announce them later, but I've got some really cool guests coming on quite soon. You guys are going to just love them. I'm going to put a lot of that information on my Substack. So not only will you hear the guests here, but there's going to be some bonus features on my Substack. You can follow me to get all of that information at haileylowfennell.substack.com. That's all going to be free information. So I can't wait to share that with you, along with so many other things about psychic development, because you guys have heard me say it before. There's nothing that I'm doing that you guys can't do for yourselves. If you are looking for a connection to yourself, to your guides, to those on the other side, I am here to help you with that. I know you've heard a little bit. I try to string it into absolutely every single episode that I've done so far, but Substack is this really great platform that I'm going to be saying a lot more of it, plus some other stuff, some stuff for fun, but still psychic medium related. So go ahead and subscribe there. It's free, haileylowfennell.substack.com. And I can't wait to catch up with you. It is also going to be the spot where I announce my next readings. I am completely booked out. There's maybe one or two more spots left in September. So if you would like a reading in September, grab one of those quick. And if not, I'll open up October, November, December really, really soon. Substack will be the first place that you will get that information. So subscribe and you'll be the first to know. Thank you guys so much for coming on. One last thing before we get to Brooke's episode. I am going to be releasing some really special episodes for October. If you have a ghost story, if you have an interesting story, if you have a Halloween story, anything like that, please reach out. I would love to feature it on the podcast. And I know I said one last thing, but here's the one real last thing. We're also looking for sponsors for the podcast. So if you would like me to mention you, and we would also love to have you on, and hear more of your story, anything like that, reach out. We've had a few people reach out. I can't wait to integrate them into the podcast. And if you would like to be one of those people, we're just going to do a little bit here and there. Let me know. I can't wait. I can't wait to connect in with all of you guys. Email me your stories, your sponsorship questions to Hailey at haileyfennell.com. That's HAILEY at haileyfennell, FENNELL, two N's, two L's.com. I can't wait to hear from you and enjoy this episode. You can open your eyes when you want. Okay, lovely, good. Brooke, I feel like I get dad right away that comes in from the other side. Does that make sense to you?
A father figure.
A father figure, okay. He comes so quickly and so like, hey, I'm here, just to let you know. Um, and it feels quite lovely to me. A lot like I would have been with you in life, taught you a lot about life, but really Brooke taught me a lot too. It's just a like initial feeling. And I understand that it's not biological dad, but a father figure is perfect. It's just like he calls it like simpatico. We're alike. We did like a lovely, like learned from each other thing in life. Does that make sense to you? And he just
Yes.
like, I love you, I love you, love you. I'm so excited to be here. He was a bit distracting me even when I was kind of taking some deep breaths. And he does want to take a bit, he goes a bit, not all, but a bit of responsibility for moving things around with Riverside. I think it's because the video wasn't working on Riverside that he was like, nope, you got to make sure to get Brooke on video for this one, is how he puts it. He does say it's important that we like see your face. He says that that's important in your work too. Like we need to see your beautiful face, and he's like excited to see you, to be here. Of course, he gets to see you all the time, but does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay. And then there's somebody else, and I'm gonna like talking with him more and more and more because he's not going anywhere by any means. And I'm wearing this like sweatshirt today. He makes me very aware of this. It says spread love on it. And he just like he's like right there for me. It feels really, really good. He also makes me aware of somebody and like a woman coming in is what it feels like. And I think it feels like mom's mom that's on the other side that like very gently comes in. And this is like a funny thing that no one has ever done for me on the other side, but she kind of sits on my shoulder like a little fairy is how she puts it. Like, I think she feels like she's in charge of like magic for you from the other side and making things feel very whimsical and magical. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
And it feels, I usually just like in general, I feel just like energy around me. She like literally makes herself this like little pixie sort of feeling right here. And I'm like, that's the most fun thing I think I've ever felt from the other side. She feels really, really good. And then I can understand that there's some other people there too, and we're gonna get to them, lovely, as well. But I'm just gonna start with this male figure over here. Is that okay with you?
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, and she's just gonna gingerly wait right here. Okay, that'll be good. Hmm. I'm just gonna be quiet just for a second. Okay. He calls himself a very important part of your spiritual team from the other side, where he's like, I am often just right behind her, working with her energy, or there when she's working with other people's energy, just like a big part of spiritual team and a very soft, grounded guidance is what he does for me. It's a little bit like he puts his 2 feet on the ground and he talks about the way he would have walked in life. And he calls himself actually quite grounded. Like energy work, like even that term in life would have been something quite new to him. He's like, that's different. That's like this word that we're using. He's like, but from the other side, I totally get it. Like that I actually was so embodied in my energy that I people wouldn't look at me and say I would need that. Does that make sense to
It
you?
does. Mhm.
He feels really good for him just to like walk up to me that way. The way he makes his feet is almost like there's roots coming out from the bottom of his feet, kind of reaching into the earth. He's like, that's how grounded I was, and was such like a confident, solid person for Brooke to come to for advice and love. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Yeah. And he's like, it just was good. He also calls himself a bit of a mentor to you in some way. Does that make sense? Where he's
Yes.
like, she could come to me for more than just simple advice. It's true, like education and learning and like how to live life. Does that make sense?
It does.
Feels lovely. Good, good, good. Okay, hold on. He does give me something with the letter T, just to let you know. Okay, that'll be good. Okay. I know that we were talking a lot about like grounding energy and being really rooted in life. But all of a sudden, what he does for me is he's like, but I want to bring Brooke a glass of water. As though like I want to give her a little bit more of this like flow energy right now. She's usually really, really good at that, but recently things have been stilted, is what he calls it. Like we're in the flow and then it stops, and we're in the flow and then it stops. Does that make sense? Um,
Does.
he's like, it's okay. Like I'm bringing the water or I'm bringing the flow, that's coming back, but we're kind of stopping you here and there because when you have been taking pauses recently, it's been giving you like a bigger picture into something else that you're meant to like also bring in into this feels like career job is how he puts it. He's like, and you've been doing a really good job of noticing it and implementing new things, new things, new things, new things. Does that make sense to you?
Very much so.
He goes,
Yes.
that's the only reason the flow has felt stilted. He goes, but really that means that you're just growing. Like you're just growing, you're just growing, you're just growing, you're just growing. And he just wanted to point that out to you and that he touches the back of my neck real quick, which is something they do for me when they want to say like, hey, I'm guide to Brooke in this way. So he's guide for you in these big growing moments and helping you pick up on why it's happening, but you're naturally very good at that. Like she's good, she's good, she's good. Does that make sense? Do
Does. Yeah.
you have any questions around that or for him?
What's he think of my process and progress since he's passed?
Oh, I love that. That's a beautiful question. He's loved, like, I know we were just kind of talking about it growing and growing and growing and growing. So he's loved that, right? Like, he's loved the progression of that. Okay. He's loved what it's turned into. When you first started, was it quite something quite different? And now we've like almost like oh, I like that feeling. Almost like we were just observing for a while and now we're it. Does that make sense? And like we thought we were just going to be observing or
Uh-huh.
just like being on the other end of it. And now we're like front and center. And he's like, that's where we're supposed to be. I think that's a part of this, like, put your face out front. Like, she needs to be on camera. We are supposed to be front and center and leader leading it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Do you often do things? He keeps putting things in twos for me too, like even while I'm talking, uh, giving me a sense of like, so we get out front and then we get out front, like almost like we get out front, but we're hesitant about it. But then we're like, oh shoot, yeah, I was supposed to, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to be here. He goes, keep doing that. Like, even if you feel a little bit afraid, it's like, okay, fine. Like, I'll get into this thing because it's piquing my interest a little bit, even though I'm scared. And then you're going to realize that that's exactly where you're meant to be. You do it all the time. Like you get scared because we all do, but you unlike a lot of people, go through with it anyways quite quickly. And he like gives you a round of applause for that. And he's like, and then like sink into that even more. Is there something like recently that you just did where he's like, she just did that and then just sunk into it even more? Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, he like puts you in like this really beautiful, like if I could make the most beautiful planter in the world, I would, but it's like this beautiful planter. And he's like, you just put yourself in the most beautiful planter and it is just going to grow from there. It's a bit of a sunflower reference and like looking towards the sun. Does that make sense?
It does. Yes.
Okay.
Very.
And he just says like lovely, lovely, lovely. Like it's just keep going with that. Um, He is actually having a lot of fun being in charge of this from the other side. It gives him like a really big smile. And he's like, even though I would know nothing about these sort of things in life, he's like, I do know you and I do know what makes you happy. And now I get to know even more of that from the other side. And that's what I'm supporting, is how he puts it. And
Aw.
good.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
have
cool.
any other questions for him?
No.
Okay.
That's
I'm going to
good.
focus on your grandma. He's still here. Like they don't go
Okay.
anywhere for me. They technically don't go anywhere for you either. Like I know that you know that and understand that. People on the podcast are going to wonder why I keep saying that. It's because I understand that you do energy work and oh, fine, fine. I'll say that. you do energy work, so I can understand that, but then I like get it too. Like there was something like even when we couldn't see each other before on Riverside, where I was like, ooh, like this is gonna be such a fun reading because I like feel you too. You have such like an open, oh, lovely, good, um, open essence, open aura
Okay.
about you. And it just feels really good. Like I can feel my soul communicating with your soul, and it feels really good, just to let you know.
Thank you.
I lost my train of thought somewhere in there, but I'm just gonna keep going. But your person, so yeah, there we go. He was like, this is what we were saying. He's here. He's there for you always and forever. Okay, your grandmother, who like very gingerly has just been sitting on my shoulder, she gets a kick out of the fact that I placed her as a fairy. She's like, that's so funny. But she comes across as like a little bit whimsical in life as well, a bit of like a hand maker. Sometimes I could understand sewing or crocheting with this, but this also feels even more crafty than that, like even more of her like touch in there. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
And it feels very, very good. She also calls herself a bit of a storyteller, is how she puts it. And by that, I mean less like, not like reading children's books or anything like that or making up stories. Well, okay, fine. She's like making up stories as in embellishing the truth, is how she puts it. Does that make sense to you?
Accuse me of that when I would tell stories about her because she didn't want people to know.
Yeah, she just didn't want people to know. That's
Uh-huh.
too funny. Well, I think she's like me too. Like she's like, I could have had a tendency to embellish the truth. She likes it though. She gets like a sweet little heart connection with that. And when you remember those stories, with her telling you that or vice versa, it's such a sweet way to connect in. And that feels, when I said sweet way to connect in, all of a sudden she pops something in my mouth that feels kind of like a hard candy, like a berry flavor hard candy.
That's what she had those at her house. Yes.
Okay. And sometimes it's just like me picking up on, sometimes I say this on the podcast, Brooke, people like, because I'm constant, because like anybody can do what I'm doing. I know that you know that. That's kind of what I was trying to say earlier. Anybody can do what I'm doing. And sometimes you'll notice yourself saying something, and I like can see myself on the little, mine's like a mini me, where like yours is my main one, on Zoom, but I saw myself go like this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just popped something in my mouth, and then all of a sudden my mouth had a flavor. So just so like if you guys ever notice yourselves doing something, for me, connection starts with a feeling, and then I just all of a sudden I'm doing something, and then she puts on lipstick too. She's like, while you're there, that's what she just said.
She always said you were naked without your lipstick and
I
earrings.
love it. She had me like looking like as though I was opening like a comic. She's like, while you're there, Hailey, you need to put on some lipstick. I love it. Really like in like the nicest, like sweetest way though. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I love it. She's very excited to be here. She's like, I would do this all day long if I could. Like I love the work that Brooke is doing. I love what she has found herself in, and she literally means that. Like you have found who you are through the work that you're doing. And I don't actually know exactly what it is that you're doing, but you did email me because you emailed me like the little, and I was like, ooh, like I know that it's something within this energetic field. And I can't wait to hear more about it in a little bit, but that's how your grandmother makes me feel too. Like, ooh, like we're so excited that this is what she's doing with her life. They do call you, and I know this is like a funny extreme term for it, but she means it in like a gingerly way. And there's maybe no coincidence that she keeps making me say that word. That's not like normal for me to say ginger or gingerly. So just to let you know that, just keep ginger in mind. But she gingerly says that you have found yourself in what you're doing, that you feel more like yourself, especially over the past, she says 10 years, like it's been quite some time. And that there's no giving up now. Like we're not even questioning that. Like this is what we're doing. And what
Yeah.
like a sweet place to be, because sometimes when we first start off in work like this, or any work that we truly like feel drawn to do, whether that's being an accountant or doing energy work, sometimes we doubt ourselves, right? And we like find reasons to get out of it. And they're like, not Brooke. She found 10 reasons to keep going and she did. Does that make sense?
It does. Hmm.
Feels so good. Okay. And she just says that she like loves you so much. She's like, I'm your biggest fan over here. And like, let's just keep going. She says that you have the ability to hear her. Does that make sense to you?
I do.
Good, good, good. Someone just asked me this like a little bit before you in a private reading, like if I hear them, and I actually usually don't. That'd be pretty rare for me. They say it's not rare for you. It's not rare for Brooke. She hears us. Lovely. Good, good, good. And quite possibly through the form of music as well. Does that make sense?
It does. Hmm.
Do you have any questions for her?
How's she coming with working on a man for me?
I love it. What a great question.
I told her that was her responsibility when she passed over.
I love it. She actually calls him husband. Like it's not just a man. We're talking like husband material, someone that we're gonna marry. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And like well on his way to you is how she puts it, really truly. There might be something through this work that you actually meet him, but he won't be involved in this work, is the feeling of it to let you know. And so it's like if we've been looking here for him, which is like what you're currently doing, we kind of need to look here. And there's no difference between up and down. It's just because of the screen, like elsewhere. But he'll respect this. He might not understand it at first, though. Like it might be new to him. He might even feel a little bit more like just energetic wise, like this male that I had come in first, like a very grounded person with sometimes the work that we do takes a little bit of admitting that we're not rational people. Like we have to let that go sometimes. And then we can be rational in other parts of our day, but sometimes we have to like let that go out the door to do what we're doing, right? And so she's like, but this man coming in is like husband material and it is a bit more grounded, rational, but very respectful and loving. So hold on, I'm gonna ask her one more time. Hmm. She does say, like, I'm working on it. And more importantly, so are you. It's just how she puts it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Have you ever, I have a feeling that you've done this before, but have you ever made like a list of like relationship thing? And then I've said this maybe on the podcast before, but I'm going to say it again. And sometimes it comes out differently. But there's that list. And then sometimes, lovely, good, there we go. I do this advice where you go through that list a few more times. And the first time you go through that list, cross out anything just with one line. So you can still read it, but cross out anything that you already are. So if you put on there like is an energetic healer, or is an energetic work, or if you had on your list, this is my personal example, loves to cook, and but you love to cook, cross out loves to cook because when it's something that you already are, there's two things that are happening. You're either already drawing it towards you, so you don't need to worry about it, or you're drawing in someone where they might not be that, but they complement it quite well. So they might not love to cook, but you do, and they love to prep. Like there's something in there that just works. And if not, you'll notice it right away. But then you're going to look at the list again and circle anything that you're not. And this is maybe the even more important part of it. Circle anything that you're not. So to flip that example around, because I don't love to cook, that's more my personal example. I would circle loves to cook because I'm like, shoot, wouldn't it be great to have a partner that like did that for me? So then what you're going to do is work on those things. And the point is not to be like, I am going to learn how to love to cook. God damn it. Like, by all means possible. That's not the point. The point is like you do it for yourself a little bit because then you get a little more gratitude for it towards it. Or you're like, ooh, like that was nice that one time. Or it doesn't even have to be cook. It's like, what do I like? The other end of cooking is like, I just want to enjoy food that's been made for me. So I'm going to order out tonight because I'm enjoying food that's been made for me and that feels so good to me. So I'm gonna like treat myself a little bit more, or I'm gonna like cook a little bit more just so I have more gratitude towards those things. And what's going to happen is you're literally playing with that energy. And so I could have used other examples with that, like I want someone that's financially stable because I'm not that great with money, or I want someone that's like, that's my own personal example too. I'm great. I have a husband. I'm very grateful for him. He's very good at these things. He is actually the cook of the family, and keeps me in line with our budget. But like there's so many other examples I could put in there. Like, oh, I want someone that loves to dance, which would be such a funny one because I don't dance, but like I imagine myself dancing.
Okay.
So there's like some fun ones in there. So it's like that I could go take a dancing class, like, um, just for myself, just to feel that energy. And what we're literally doing is like playing with the energy of the universe and we're doing something about it. And when we do something about it, we call it towards us that much quicker. It's already on its way towards us. It's just how quickly do we want it? Does that
Okay.
make sense?
It
And then
does.
there's going to be some things on there that won't be mutable. And I like to tell people to just like put a star by them. So it'll be like, I really want someone that's like tall, dark, and handsome, or comes from like a really big family. Because I come from a small family and I want someone that comes from a big family. We're just going to look at those things and admit that it's a feeling of that we want. So if like the pale ginger comes our way, and there's a soul connection and like we find them attractive, that's who we go for. And there's like an energy to them that reads whatever it is that we thought we wanted, but that's actually what we wanted, right? Or like the person that is an only child comes our way, but they have the feeling or energy of them of a big family. Perfect. So anything that you've like asterisked is that or better. And like we get to let the universe bring us a surprise sometimes. Does that make sense?
It does.
So those are all things fun to play with. And I feel bad that I just said that my husband keeps me in line with the budget, which is like not true. We're both very good at that. My point in that is like I was not great at that when we first met. I was okay with it for myself, but bringing money financials together is like a fear. And I'm just saying this because there's going to be someone listening to the podcast that maybe needs this. I don't know. That's a yes. I'm going to take that as a yes. Um, there's like a fear of bringing finances together. There we go. Um, but there's something really beautiful in like figuring it out with each other and putting things on our list that we're even a little bit afraid of. Like, and money is just such a good one to like put on your list to be like, gosh, like I'm afraid of working on that with someone else, or like I'll just keep it separate all the time. But it's like, is that really what you want? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just say that one because there's a lot of fear around money, so someone needs to hear that.
Okay.
Do you have any questions around that?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Nope.
But I hope that that feels helpful. And the whole point of that exercise is to just have fun with it. I also feel the need to say that I know for a fact that there are a lot of very attractive pale redheads out there. There's plenty in my family. And I just mean that as like the opposite of tall, dark, and handsome. I'm just trying to bring up like opposing ideas of what somebody could want. Okay, lovely. Good, 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 good. Lovely, good. Okay. So I know I've got grandmother. And who is this male figure to you?
He was my old boss.
Old boss. Oh, lovely. How lucky to have a boss like that in life.
He was a father figure to all of us that worked there.
I love that. Your grandmother kind of wants me like aware of somebody else that wants to come through, and it feels like someone quite close. Do you know who that is?
I've got several. Yes.
Okay. Um, and it feels like it'd be on her side of the family. And it feels like, well, I'm going to ask you, is there someone on her side of the family? And if you're like, I was actually hoping for this other person, just let me know. Is there someone on her side of the family that you were hoping to connect in with?
Um, yeah, could be. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Hmm. I'm just gonna, and if there's multiple, that's okay. And you can tell me later. I'm gonna do this really good. Fine, fine, fine. To me, it feels like aunt that would have been close with you. Does that make sense?
Gradient, yes.
Okay. She like touches this. This is usually reserved for like parents that are in the family, but she comes in pretty close as though like, and like slightly to the side, which means aunt to me, but she comes in really close to you and she wants to let you know that. I'm just gonna take a sip of water and it's just because there's so much pollen in South Carolina right now. It's gotten to my throat. Okay, good, good, good. Lovely, good. Hold on. She doesn't go. She goes like this. This is what she does for me. She comes in like really sweet and excited, like, "Ooh, it's my turn, and I get to be in here, and I get to talk with Brooke." Ancestrally, she feels very attached to you. Like I pass, but I'm there right away for Brooke. It's just like this very quick feeling. This is always in a likeness to me. I think she might even be talking about guiding people in life in her own way. Like I'm guide to others or teacher to others in some way. Does that make sense to you? Perfect. So she's like, so it's really easy for me to come in for Brooke when she, like, especially last 10 years when we're like getting even more, even more, even more deeper into what she's doing. Lovely, good. Fine. And then she calls herself spirit energy that makes herself present quite often. Like you feel her quite often. She might even, like, I know we were talking about like hearing things earlier, but she like shows you things. Does that make sense to you? This would be like a spark of light or something like quite
Feather,
shimmering. Does that make
feather,
sense? Oh,
yes, feather.
feathers. Feathers is a great one. I love that. Feathers. I love that. I love it good. And she calls herself quite wise. She's like, and I'm just very, very wise. Does that make sense to you?
She was ornery shit, so
She's like, I know. I know things. It's yeah, like she gives me a little bit of like a wise old owl, is how she puts it. Okay, lovely, good. Oh, lovely, good. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, and a bit of a sense of like being in charge. I don't understand on the other side anyone necessarily being in charge of anyone on the other side, but she's like, I'm in charge of everybody over here. Like a little bit like I'm lead spirit of the spirit group sort of thing. Um, she's making fun of my words a little bit with that. She's like, I would not call it a spirit group, but I'm like head of the people. Um, a bit of like a teacher in her own right, still on the other side, is how she puts it. Do you have any questions for her?
no.
Okay. Brooke, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Um, the next year and a half,
Yeah.
how are things going to go? Because
Hmm.
there's a lot.
There's a lot. Good is like the first. I think I'm still with great aunt, and she just said
Okay.
good, like very to you. And some what they'll do that. They'll give me like an initial answer, like almost while someone's asking it. And so that's always like the answer I'm gonna give first off. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close my eyes, and all I'm doing is like focusing in on feelings that I'm gonna interpret. Hmm. Okay. It's like really good. Is that feeling? Really, really good. Really, really good. Really, really good. This is kind of everyone talking all at once now. And they're just giving me like this overwhelming feeling of pride, being proud of you, but this like very satiating feeling of being proud of you, like really, really good. Better than you think it's going to go. You know that it's going to take some steps and some really hard work. Do you understand a ceremony or a graduation in your future? They're like, that is just the start. Like you think it started, they're like, that is just the start. Like it just blooms from there. They do say a sense of like get ready is how they put it as and this is like a little bit of a secret. Like we can't even tell her how big it's going to be because it's going to like she's going to think she's going to like not have enough energy for it, but you will. And you know that. Like it's like we're ready when we're ready and they will give us the energy we need. We will give ourselves the energy we need when we need it. So they just say that's just the start. Like these past 10 years even 15, like it started longer before than I've been saying, 5, 10, 15. Um, are just going into a next 15 years of like, we're going to be astonished, is how they put it. So less of a sense of get ready and more of a sense of keep going, because what you're building upon now is going to give you more than enough energy and time to keep moving and going into the things that you're going to continue to grow into. Does that make sense? Okay. Do you have any questions around that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I have to ask you a question. This would be
Okay.
fun. Will you tell me about the paintings on the wall?
Yes. So I'm part of the things I do as artist, and this is my art room. And so when I bought my house, I wanted people to paint pictures,
Yeah.
paint colors. And so a lot of these people are not here any longer.
Oh,
So it's just yeah, it's just everybody's little interpretation of a flower.
amazing. The one that keeps catching my eye is the hay one, I think.
The one up here.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. It's one of my sister's ex-boyfriends.
Too funny. I don't know. Maybe it's like, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of my grandparents' farm that I grew up on. We used to go through corn stalks. Maybe that's what like and pick corn, and we had to watch out for corn snakes, and I don't know, it just gives me such like a visceral like smell and a feeling. And I'm saying all of that out loud because it's just one of the ways to connect in. I'm like, oh, I feel like my grandmother and grandfather right there.
Well, that would be my paternal grandparents that had a farm that I used to help bale hay and yes, help with the.
Done.
Yep.
Yep, we used to bale hay too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. They're like, we're just gonna sneak in there real quick, is how they put
Say
it.
hi.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And say hi. Will you also, you're an artist as well, but will you tell everyone about all the things you do, how we can follow you and support you?
Yes. So I was a therapist for 25 years, and my old boss came in because part of the process as he was passing away is I'm ready to quit my job and open up a business. So 2019, I quit my job as a therapist, and I'm the owner of Engaging the Spirit. So now I do coaching, I do hypnotherapy, I do Reiki, I teach Reiki. Um, I'm also a psychic medium and I teach spiritual consultation like in groups and all on how to do that. I'm a belly dancer and an artist, and I'm finishing up my doctorate in mind body medicine. So next summer I will be graduating. So and I'm
Mind body medicine. That's
and,
amazing.
and I'm doing my research on Reiki for mental health and how we
Oh.
can use energy work to help ourselves mentally.
Oh, I love it. And so, okay, so I feel like people don't always realize this, but you can give Reiki from anywhere in the world. If you're a master, I can't because I'm not a master Reiki master. But you can, right?
Right.
Okay. So people can reach out to you for any of those things, psychic mediumship,
Yes.
Reiki, energy healing.
Coaching sessions, all of that. Hypnotherapy, I can do that on Zoom. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm really interested in that. Oh, that's amazing. So how can they find you? Your website and a social?
Yeah, it's www.engagingthespirit.com, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Engaging the Spirit.
Okay.
And
Um,
it's funny that you mentioned I just put on a huge wellness fair this weekend. So this was my fourth year doing it. So being out front and center, so my belly dance class performed and just
oh,
bringing all the pieces and parts together for wellness for people.
I love that. Yeah, and there's such a connection between movement and connection and health and wellness. I love that the belly dancing. That is too funny. That is too funny. And that could even be like your spirit guide stepping in there and being like, there's the dancing thing, which I have to say that's actually not on my list. Like that just popped out where I was like, what's something other than cooking? Because I always give cooking as the example. I'm like, that's funny. That's too good. I love
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
Yeah.
And then where are you located in the world?
I am in Ohio, Worcester, Ohio. So small town. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, thank you. So love that we can reach out to you. So on Instagram and Facebook at Engaging the Spirit, and then her website is engagingthespirit.com, and we'll put all of that in the show notes as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
this.
you, Brooke. I really appreciate it too. Thank you guys so much for listening to House Guest. Thank you, Brooke, for coming on. Thank you, College of Charleston, for having me be a part of this research study, to Dr. Melinda Rothaus and Dr. Beth Sundstrom. I can't thank you guys enough. Such a dream come true. And thank you guys for heading over to Substack and checking that out. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I cannot wait to connect in with you. And again, just email me with all of your ghost stories, fun stories, even your psychic medium questions. I would love to hear it all. That's Hailey at haileyfennel.com. And thank you for being here. See you next week.